Imagine owning a piece of a company that skyrockets in value. Wouldn't that be a dream come true? Welcome to KeyTranche, your one-stop destination for all things business funding. Whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or just starting your business journey, KeyTranche has you covered. We're dedicated to providing valuable insights on business funding and finance. Don't miss out on the latest updates. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to stay in the loop. And if you enjoy our content, give us a thumbs up. There's plenty more amazing content coming your way. Let's dive into the world of equity financing. In this intriguing realm, entrepreneurs sell a stake in their company in exchange for capital. It's a bit like selling off a slice of a delicious cake that you've baked. You still have the majority of the cake, but now you've got some cash in your pocket too, and maybe even a new friend to share future cakes with. Equity financing is a fascinating dance between business owners and investors. The entrepreneur offers a piece of their business, their brainchild, their dream, and in return, they receive the financial backing they need to make that dream a reality. It's not just about the money though. Along with the capital, investors often bring a wealth of knowledge, experience, and contacts to the table, which can be invaluable for a growing business. Now you might be thinking, wait a minute, isn't there another way to get funding? And you'd be right. There are indeed other forms of financing, such as debt financing, where you borrow money and promise to pay it back with interest. But while debt financing might seem like a straightforward option, it comes with its own set of challenges, like the constant pressure of repayment deadlines and the risk of losing assets if you can't meet those obligations. Equity financing, on the other hand, doesn't come with the same kind of pressure. Yes, you give up a portion of your company, but you also gain a partner who's invested in your success. It's less about paying back a loan and more about growing together. However, like any good cake, equity financing isn't for everyone. It depends on your business, your goals, and your comfort level with sharing control of your company. So if you've ever wondered how startups get off the ground, you now have your answer. Equity financing is one of the key drivers. It's a world where dreams take flight, where ideas become realities, and where entrepreneurs and investors come together to create value. It's a world that's as exciting as it is complex, and it's waiting for you to dive in. So you've got the basics of equity financing under your belt, but how does it stack up against other funding options? Now let's take a look at some of the other players in the funding game. First up, we have debt financing. This is essentially borrowing money that you'll need to pay back with interest. The major difference? With debt financing, you're in the driver's seat. You retain control of your business. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Those repayments need to be made, whether your business is booming or, well, not so much. Then we have bootstrapping. This is the do-it-yourself of finance. You fund your business using your own savings or revenue. The advantage? You retain full control and ownership, but it's not all rainbows and unicorns. The growth of your business is directly tied to your personal financial capacity, which can be a limiting factor. Now let's bring back our star player, equity financing. Unlike debt financing, you're not borrowing money to be repaid with interest. Instead, you're selling a piece of your business, a share of your pie. And unlike bootstrapping, your growth isn't limited by your personal finances. But here's the kicker. With equity financing, you're not just getting capital, you're also gaining a partner, a mentor, someone who has a vested interest in your success. The risk is shared, and so are the rewards. However, this comes with its own set of challenges. You're sharing control of your business. Decisions aren't solely yours anymore. And that slice of the pie you're giving away? It could be worth a lot if your business takes off. So, how do these options compare? Well, it's like choosing between a roller coaster, a merry-go-round, and a Ferris wheel. Each ride is different, each has its thrills and chills, and the best option really depends on what kind of ride you're up for. Each funding option has its own merits and drawbacks, but equity financing can be the golden ticket for businesses with high growth potential. Now let's delve into the bright side of equity financing. What makes it so appealing to entrepreneurs? First up, equity financing can provide access to large amounts of capital. For entrepreneurs with big ideas and even bigger expansion plans, this can be a game changer. Unlike borrowing, there's no cap on how much you can raise. It all depends on how much your investors believe in your vision and are willing to invest. So, if you've got a groundbreaking idea, and the charisma to match. The sky's the limit. Secondly, with equity financing, there's no repayment obligation. You heard that right. No monthly payments, no interest rates, no debt looming over your head. Instead of paying back a loan, you share a piece of your company's future profits with your investors. It's like inviting someone over for dinner, and instead of asking them to chip in for the groceries, you promise them a slice of the pie. A delicious, potentially lucrative pie. But wait, there's more. Equity financing isn't just about the money. It's also about gaining strategic partners. When investors buy a stake in your business, they're not just signing up for potential profits. They're also bringing their experience, expertise, and networks to the table. Think of them as your business's supercharged cheerleaders. They have a vested interest in your success and can provide valuable guidance and connections to help you grow. And let's not forget, equity financing can also help distribute risk. With multiple investors, the financial risk associated with your business is shared. That means if your venture faces a rocky patch, it's not just your problem, it's everyone's problem. And that can be a comforting thought when you're navigating the unpredictable seas of entrepreneurship. So equity financing can be a win-win situation for both entrepreneurs and investors. But as with everything in life, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Before you jump on the equity financing bandwagon, it's crucial to understand the potential pitfalls. While the allure of a cash injection without the immediate burden of repayments can be tempting, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Let's take a moment to explore the darker side of equity financing. First off, there's the dilution of ownership. When you bring in equity investors, you're essentially selling them a piece of your business. This means that your once 100% stake in your company begins to shrink. Imagine you've baked a delicious pie, but every time a guest arrives, you have to give them a slice. Eventually, you might find yourself left with just a sliver of the pie you once owned entirely. Now let's talk about the loss of control. With equity financing, investors aren't just passive spectators. They have a say in how the business is run, and their opinions might not always align with yours. You might see your business as your baby, and it can be challenging to accept that other people now have a say in how to raise it. Finally, there's the pressure to deliver high returns. Equity investors are in it for the long haul, and they're expecting a good return on their investment. This means you're under constant pressure to perform and grow. If your business hits a rough patch, it's not just you who feels the heat. Your investors do too, and they might not be as patient as you'd like them to be. In essence, equity financing isn't for the faint-hearted. It's like inviting someone to move in with you. Sure, they'll help with the rent and maybe even do the dishes, but they're also going to have opinions on the decor and might even snore loudly at night. Equity financing can be a double-edged sword. It can propel your business to new heights, but it can also mean losing a piece of your dream. Equity financing is a powerful tool in the arsenal of entrepreneurs, but like every tool, it's all about how you use it. And there we have it, folks. We've journeyed through the intriguing world of equity financing, understanding its ins and outs, and how it contrasts with other funding options. It's been quite a ride, hasn't it? Let's take a moment to recap. Equity financing, in essence, is the process of raising capital through the sale of shares in a company. It's all about sharing a piece of your business pie with investors in return for their financial backing. This approach stands in contrast to debt financing, where you borrow money and pay it back with interest without having to give away any ownership stake. We've also taken a closer look at the pros and cons of equity financing. On the upside, it offers the potential for significant capital investment without the burden of monthly repayments. It can also bring in investors who offer valuable expertise and connections. However, the flip side is that it involves giving up a share in your business and potentially some control. It's also worth noting that attracting equity investors can be a time-consuming and challenging process. Remember the saying, "There's no such thing as a free lunch"? Well, it rings true here. So as we wrap up, remember that the decision to seek equity financing should not be taken lightly. It's crucial to evaluate your business needs, growth plans, and risk tolerance. After all, it's your vision, your hard work, and ultimately, your decision. And that's it for today's episode on equity financing. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to KeyTranche, and click the notification bell to stay updated. Remember, knowledge is power, especially when it comes to funding your business.